recipe book, there is a first amount of sugar, and then you have an amount for egg white powder, and then you have a second amount of sugar. The reason why, the egg white powder, when you use it, it's very fine. It looks and it feels like cornstarch, but a little bit yellowish. So what happens is that it clumps together really badly, and that's why we add a little amount of sugar to it to dissipate the clumps. Once you have your first sugar and your egg white powder together, you're gonna dump that into your egg whites, and along with your food coloring, if it's powder, and you're gonna buzz it in with an immersion blender. Right now, we're not gonna use egg white powder, so that's why I set the 2 amounts of sugar together, and there's no egg white powder. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our egg whites, start our egg whites on speed 3 or 4, and we're gonna turn it on. And as soon as you can see the color combine in there, I wish I could zoom it. It's just speed 2 or 4 is just to combine the color a little bit. And just when you see that the color starting to combine, you're gonna stream in the sugar. Do not dump it all in at once, because what's gonna happen is that the sugar is just gonna stuck to the bottom of the bowl. That's not ideal. So you're just gonna add it, stream it in. Let it take it in. And once you have added all the sugar, then you crank the machine full speed. I am gonna stop my meringue at soft, medium, and hard peaks, just so you can see the difference between them. All right, I stopped my meringue just to show you that this is, This is soft peak. So the peak that it makes, it falls all the way into itself, just like a Dairy Queen little ice cream cone thing, right? So this would be soft peak, right? So we're gonna continue all the way to medium. If you are using powder food coloring, you can also add the food coloring at soft or medium heat. Hold on, okay? I'm stopping it, and this is medium peak. I don't know if you can see it. It's still folding, but not folding onto itself. So this would be considered medium peak, right? All right. So this is already, you can see that it still looks creamy. It's not breaking, it's not nothing. It's still very creamy, but it's folding a hard peak, okay? Still creamy. Doing a hard peak, okay? So I'm gonna stop at that point. If you go over, the meringue is gonna start to look chunky, like it's breaking, separating. This just means that you overbeat it, and you're gonna end up with macarons that are gonna be very flat, because overbeaten meringue deflates faster. And we have our meringue. We're gonna add our TPT, which is our almond flour, and our powdered sugar. We're gonna add it in 3 additions. We're gonna add the first one, we're gonna fold it in, and then we're gonna add the second one, and then the third one. This part you're trying to take care of the air that you added to the meringue, okay? So I'm gonna add about a third. And you're gonna start to fold it in. Right, we're just folding it in. Right? Just when you can see no more, like, take a look at this. Just when you can see no more dry TPT, then you can go ahead and add the second addition. So the second third. And I'm gonna continue to fold. All right, again, once I can no longer see any more dry TPT, I'm gonna add my last addition, and it's still very, very fluffy. That's what we want right now. Also, this process, remember this process of you folding the TPT into your meringue, it's called macaronage. Macaronage. All right, so basically I have already added all my almond flour. I can't see any dry parts. But if you look at it, it's still it's very, very fluffy. It takes a while for it to run. So at this point, I'm gonna continue to do folding motions, but to get rid of some of the air until I get a consistency that's more flowy, that's more like lamb. I'm gonna be, you just deflate it by doing the same motion. I'm just gonna do it a little bit faster, okay? All right. You add 1/3, so you're gonna add it in thirds. So, I think I might be good here. What I do to check it out, and I need you to look at the TV, I put it all together in the center, then I scrape down the middle, and I see how long it takes for it to come together. If it comes together within like 15 seconds all the way up to this part of the bowl, then you should be good, okay? You can also see like it's running way more than before. Other thing that I do is I lift it up, and if with whatever is falling, I can make an 8 without it breaking, then that means I should be good. So not quite, I'm just gonna do it a little bit more. And for small amounts like this, it goes really, really fast. There you go. So I made an 8 without it breaking. You can also call it ribbons. If you do this, it creates ribbons, and the ribbons are falling into itself. So I'm not gonna do more than this, all right? Make sure, very sure, that the piping bag, your tip, it's dry. It does not contain liquid or fat, because this can make your cookie break once it's in the oven, right? So just making sure that this is dry. Got my piping tips dry. All right. I'm gonna put all my batter in here. guides for you guys. They're not super pretty, but they work. So you're gonna put the guide underneath. The batter, it's really flowing. So every time that you're not actually piping, turn your piping bag around. Otherwise, it's just gonna continue to get out of the bag and you're not gonna be able to control it. However you feel more comfortable holding the piping bag, I tend to find that, especially when I'm teaching at the bakery or whatever, people to pipe macarons, it's easier for them to hold it straight, just like this. So basically, your upper hand, it's only holding the piping bag. It's not putting the pressure. What's putting the pressure? It's this hand. So basically, again, this is just holding it and this is putting pressure. Hold on, I'm gonna explain on the next one. You are going right in the middle of the circle. You're gonna keep the same height from the sheet pan or the paper to your tip all the way. Right on the middle, same height. You're gonna apply pressure, stop applying pressure, and then move really quickly to the side. I tend to do like a little round, but if you can't, just move to the side. Can you see it up there? So again, down the middle, pressure, stop putting pressure, move to the side. I'm doing it with one hand to show you that this hand, it's doing nothing but guiding the bag. So of course it's easier for me to just have some guiding, but this hand's doing nothing. Some other people, what I don't want to see you do, I'm gonna make some bad ones to enlighten you what not to do. If you keep putting pressure and you go up, you're gonna create pieces, which is not good, right? You also don't wanna do it slanted because you're gonna make one side fat and one side very flat. That's not good. So you wanna go, again, straight, like this is completely straight up. Pressure, stop, move. Pressure, stop, move. And just, if you keep the same height from the tip to the paper, it's gonna make your life way easier, right? And again, this hand is just guiding the piping back. I'm not using it for any other reason, but if you have a hard time, then just do this. You just hold onto the paper and pull the guide out. So if you take a look at my macarons, they're actually getting relatively flat by themselves. So I'm not gonna like bang the pan. If you do have some like little tips or little ribbons on top of your cookies, you can bang your pan a little bit just to get them a little bit flatter, but mine are doing it that, so I'm not gonna do it so much.